everybody, and welcome back to my Mounjaro journey. This is going to be so very quick today. Yesterday was my birthday. I had a nice day. I'll go into it a bit more in another video. And we're going out tonight, and I've got to get myself sorted out and ready. I don't go out very often, so it's nice going to a gig. Yeah, so I wanted to report in. Blood pressure okay. I haven't really been taking my blood sugars because the diabetic nurse said not to. However, I have noticed since starting metformin two things. Finishing. Sorry, no editing, so forget my mistakes. I came off metformin 3 weeks ago now, and I noticed two things. One, I have not been going to the loo like I used to. Anybody that has PCOS or type 2 will know that if you're taking it, you get something called metformin tummy, whether you're on the ordinary release or the slow release. Just you go. And sometimes you got to go 3 or 4 times in a day, and you just go it. And maybe this is why you kept seeing my weight come down almost on a daily basis. Not saying that my weight hasn't come down, it's just now it seems it's not coming down on a daily basis, and because I'm getting constipation quite bad, and fig rolls are not cutting it this time. We tried some prunes the other day, so we're waiting on that. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? But it's what it is, you know. Some other people have said things like fibrogel and stuff, so I'll investigate anyway. But so that's been happening, and also I noticed that for some reason I've been getting more water retention in my lower legs and ankles. When I first went on metformin, it was the first thing I noticed. Within a few days, my ankles suddenly thin. There was no water retention, and I'd had water retention in my ankles for over 12 years. It got really bad just before I was diagnosed with the thyroid, so I'm keeping my eye on that, because when we come to the 3-monthly blood test review, I need to make sure that I know whether it's down to metformin or not. I'll have kept some notes about it, and if it is, I might have to talk to her. I've also noticed a couple of other little things which I won't go into now, but it could be to do with my liver, and of course metformin is very good for your liver. I'm not saying Mounjaro isn't. I was reading some articles, and this I will investigate a bit further, because there may be some people here that have liver. Well, if you've got type 2, you've probably got some sort of liver issue. They usually come hand in hand. I've been reading that Mounjaro has quite a good effect on fibrosis of the liver, which is the scarring from when the liver's damaged and it heals. On an average, based on blood tests, because I've not had anything looked at yet because I couldn't have it done, they reckon I'm F3. I'm not cirrhosis. We have to keep our fingers crossed about that. But there is reports that Mounjaro is healing things like that. I don't know how well. There is also a new drug on the market in the States that will reverse Redeza, or don't quote me, that will reverse scarring of the liver. So maybe that's something for, but certainly metformin will suppress certain things in the liver. So I've got to be a bit careful. I'm keeping my options open that I may have to go to metformin, not for any other reason than my liver. Um, anyway, so not really measuring my blood glucose because I was told not to. Um, birthday week, I was in calorie deficit up until yesterday, which was birthday. I had I had cake at lunchtime. I don't do cake at lunch. I felt very bloated by the end of the day. We had a. I didn't eat loads, but I had cake at lunchtime, and I'd had a Cornish pasty and cream tea hamper sent to me for my birthday, and it's a big one as well. So we've got enough for 2 Cornish pasty dinners and 2 lots of cream teas, which we'll have another lot over the weekend. So it's 2 scones, cream jam each. Of course, it was done the Cornish way, because the other half said I'm wondering whether I should just be spiteful here, and as it comes from a Cornish company, to do it the Devonshire way. I said that is terrible. So he didn't. But yeah, we're Team Cornish here. Sorry. Anyway, so we had that. Also, look, I can show you this. It came with biscuits. There's some strawberry and clotted cream shortbread. It came with these Cornish fairings. Look at this. This is me being absolute piggy wiggy because I love these so much. There's 2 left. He had 2. I had the rest. Oh dear. So I had a bit of a day yesterday. Now I'm metformin used to push things through my stomach, so Mounjaro is doing its job now at 5. I'm getting constipation. So I'm going to have to investigate because fig rolls are not hitting it anymore, and I've tried a bit with prunes, but I don't want to go too crazy with them. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit bloated after eating quite a lot. We've still got birthday cake. Should I tell you something though? I looked at all the birthday cakes, the beautiful ones in Marks and Spencer's. I looked at them and I thought they're going to be so sweet. And I just looked at them as an ordinary sponge with jam and cream and a bit of icing over it, which you can keep or throw, whatever you want to do, with some balloons on it. And I thought, that probably is the nicest. I got it home and I looked at the calories. And it's 900-gram cake. And each 100-gram has 300 calories. Now, let's do an imaginary. Cut it in half, that's 450 grams. 4 lots of 300. 4 threes are 12, so it's 1200 calories. And a 50 grams, which is 150, so that's 1350 calories. I can eat 2,300 calories in a day. I couldn't eat this, but I'm just saying this particular cake is around about half of my daily intake for half of it. I could eat half of it and still be in calorie deficit if I was clever. I couldn't because I just can't eat that amount. I just can't eat that amount. But this is what people talk about with food, and they say actually you don't have to go hungry even if you're on a diet with calorie deficit, because if you pick the right foods, the calorie intake is good. Now I know we should be careful of sugar, especially with liver and diabetes. So I'm not advocating eating all this sort of processed rubbish all the time, but it's not rubbish. It's food, and it's what we eat, and nothing should be completely off limits. We should learn to, whether you're doing this for health reasons or whether you're doing this purely for weight loss, we should learn to not demonize food. Demonizing food actually makes you feel very, very bad. So that can cause, especially when you're having a diet like Mounjaro, that could cause you to do binging. It could also cause you to look into starting to do things like bulimia. Or anorexia. You do not want to go there. So having a healthy mental health attitude towards food is very important. So I'm going to investigate this a bit more. I'm no expert because I've never been bulimic or have anorexia, but being on the other end of the scale, where you've never felt satisfied with eating and always felt absolutely bloody dreadful after you'd eat, and the guilt. Can you relate? Can you relate to that? The guilt. You have something, and that leads to people who, I did it myself, sneak food. You put food in a cupboard and you hide it because you know you shouldn't, but actually you just get hungry for these things. So if you're just starting, whether you're halfway through your journey or part way through like I am, if you're just starting out, I think it's really important to get a healthy attitude to food. You will be told by everybody to demonise certain foods, and I think that's not always very helpful. I'm sure there are people that are joining us, bless them, and I have to applaud you because I could not do it, that are probably going to be following the NHS soups and shake diet for 12 weeks. You have my sympathy, but my utter admiration, because I just cannot. So a round of applause to anybody that's doing that, and keep going as best as you can. But let's try and see if we can not demonise food so much, and make sure that people are eating healthy even though they're losing weight with Mounjaro. Don't want people to get sick because they're not nourished enough and feel guilty for eating, because you may even feel that you're losing weight and you go, oh, guilt. I did have a couple of little bits of guilt yesterday, and I had to check myself and go, no, it's okay, you've been eating. I had, oh God, I'd eaten in calorie deficit, and then I had another nearly 3,000 calories banked. And I thought, this is silly. You're not eating ridiculously badly. You're having a few days where it's your birthday, you're just relaxing a bit. I mean, I've got more scones, I've got my birthday cake, I've bought myself some chocolate raisins. Packets, not 8 packets, 4 packets, and I they may help with but also it's just a taste from the past that I'm just gonna enjoy over the next few days. And I do find, actually, if I've had something, I tend to be rather satiated by the craving, having a little bit of it. And I may not finish all the packets. I may go back there in 3 or 4 months' time that, oh, there's a packet of raisins. I'll have those today. Yeah, so look, I've waffled for 13 minutes and I don't want, because there's nothing to show you, because I'm not going to be editing it. But I just wanted to say I'm here. The weight today, I'm still 24 stone 1.2, I think. It's up and down and up and down. And I do wonder if I had a clear out whether I would actually have made it into the 23 stones. We shall see. We shall see. I don't expect Monday's weigh-in to be very fantastic because of birthday. Because there is this thing in the back of my head is, what happens if we can't finish everything? Do I just throw it all away and waste the money, or do we just sort of slowly, do I add it into my daily thing and try and keep into a deficit? I suppose that's probably the best way, isn't it? Right, I've waffled on. Washing's nearly done. I want to dye my hair before I go out, because it's looking horrible. It doesn't look like it so much here, but look, can you see? I don't know if you can see it, all the grey. That's when you get that age. Not that I hate grey, but I quite like it when it's all red. Right, well, it's been lovely to have a chat with you, and back to normal service next week, jabbing on Monday, and nose to the grindstone. Right, take care.